The Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill 2019, Smriti Irani to move a motion for consideration of the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill 2019.
May I begin?
Yes, to move.
So I hereby move the amendment to the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012.
आप बोलना चाहें?
Ji. I rise today, sir, to speak for 39% of our country's population, where provisional data of the census says that 47 crore of our citizens lie between the age of 0 to 18. In this very house, sir, I stood 7 years ago speaking on this very important piece of legislation that seeks to protect our children from sexual offences. Irrespective of the political friction between various parties, 7 years ago this House stood in solidarity with the children of our country, who are not a political vote bank, but a future of the nation that seeks protection and security from legislatures such as us. Today, I say this with an amount of grief that I find the benches of the opposition empty, for I had sought to seek the refuge of the wisdom of the House of Elders for this very important amendment, sir. Sir, through you, I would like to just reiterate some provisions of the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012 that in unanimity this very House had passed 7 years ago. This bill, sir, this act had defined children as persons under the age of 18. It had made this act was gender neutral, thereby making the perpetrators of the offence also gender neutral, wherein the perpetrators could have been male, female, or from the third gender. It raised the age of sexual consent from 16 to 18 years, and it also provided special procedures for investigating agencies to record the statement of the victim child. It also provided for conduct of the state to ensure support to the child in form of translators, interpreters, special educators, experts during the pre-trial stage and at the trial stage. So what are the amendments that we are seeking to introduce here for the House's consideration? One of the biggest, sir, amendments today for your consideration and that of the House is the definition of child pornography. I must here, sir, express that I owe a debt of gratitude to a member of this very House, Shri Bhupendra Yadav, for my angst-found legal voice with his guidance and his assistance with regards to defining child pornography. What necessitated this definition, sir? If you look at reports as far back as December 2017, we will know that in our country today, internet users as far as 2017 were to the tune of 48 crore citizens, of which 60%, sir, are students and people below the age of 24. Why do we define child pornography as such? We have defined it in the amendments that we present to this House. There are many cases that came to light, sir, with evolving technology, how our children were made more and more vulnerable. One such case that I bring to the notice of the House today, sir, came to light through the media in December 2017 of a 24-year-old man called Sharaf Ali, who ran an online porn channel called Nadan Tund with 5,000 followers. I'm sure, sir, it will evade the understanding of any learned member of this House what kind of an individual will start an online porn channel depicting and sexually seeking to exploit our children and then go on to have 5,000 followers. Gruesome as it may sound, sir, it had videos of 4-year-olds raped by 2 elder men. It had postings of vulnerable pictures of children by their own fathers. And such acts, sir, then were brought under the notice of the state police so that due punishment could be given. Today, sir, through this amendment, we seek to define child pornography, but we don't limit it only to videos. The amendment, sir, through definition of child pornography, expands it to visual depiction of sexually explicit conduct involving a minor or a child, which will include photographs, videos, digital or computer-generated images. Sir, we propose that under Section 15, we introduce a fine of 5,000 on the first occasion with regards to punishment for storage of pornographic material involving a child. On second occasion, rupees 10,000 for not reporting child pornographic material with an intention to share, transmit it, which can be extended to imprisonment if such material is transmitted, propagated, distributed or displayed. If such material is used for commercial purposes, sir, then this amendment proposes to extend a minimum punishment for commercial purposes by imprisonment for not less than 3 years, which may extend to 5 years, sir, with fine or with both. Sir, I would like to here also highlight that the amendments that we bring to the consideration, for the consideration of this House, for the first time also elaborately seeks to penalize and punish those who persuade, induce, entice or coerce a child to be administered by a chemical substance so that the child attains early sexual maturity. Not many, sir, will possibly bring themselves to terms as to why such an amendment has been proposed. Here again, sir, I would like to highlight a case that came to the notice of the ministry with regards to Yadadri. I'm sure my esteemed colleagues from the state of Telangana might have heard of this particular case. So, an 8-year-old child had made a distressful call on 1098 to seek help from the police. When the police and the ICDS team went to rescue this very child, sir, it was found that not only this child but others along with her had burn marks all over her body and physical harassment. Upon, sir, investigation, it was found that there were many such children in this particular case who were forced to watch sexual acts between the so-called brothel keeper and customers so that they could understand the nuances of sexual acts that they were to be forced into. And sir, there were also talks about how injections were given to these children. On the direction of the High Court, sir, it was found when the DNA test of these children were done that 95% of those children who were found in the custody of the police in this case, sir, were not children of the alleged mothers who had basically trapped them for sexual exploitation. These children were also subjected to endocrine tests to ascertain the level of hormones that were injected. I can say this to the House, sir, today, that all these children's statements under 164 statements have been recorded. They are currently in residential schools. But this amendment with regards to injection of hormones and chemical substances was also necessitated by the fact, sir, some cases came to light with regards to implanting of birth control, Nexplamonan, into the upper arm of children, wherein in the upper arm, sir, under the surface of the skin, birth control implants were found, which release a progestin hormone so that these children who are forced into sex trade cannot get pregnant for 3 to 4 years. These cases, sir, depraved cases of the extent to which a human being can go to exploit a child, have necessitated these amendments, sir. Sir, this very House stood in unison when there was a debate on the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2018, which sought to bring punishment to those who rape a woman under 16 years of age with a rigorous punishment of a term which is not less than 20 years. We all know, sir, many members expressed their angst that this particular amendment, Criminal Law Amendment 2018, was not gender neutral. Today, the amendments proposed under POCSO, sir, make this particular, and in consonance with the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2018, make this very case for penal action, sir, for those who commit a rape under a child under the age of 18 to be punished for 20 years, but which may extend to imprisonment for life, which means life for the remainder of the person's natural life. So also when rape of a woman under the age of 12 was discussed in this very house, and the law committed itself to punishing such a perpetrator with death, or for that matter, when rape of a woman under the age of 16, especially for gang rape, was considered by this very house under the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2018. And sir, additionally, rape of a girl under the age of 12 was discussed in this very house. There were pleas from members of this esteemed house to ensure that even this, which is punishable by death under section 376 DB and under 376 DA section of the Criminal Law Amendment Act, that the same, sir, become gender neutral and be prescribed for protection of our children under the age of 18. Sir, reflecting that very conscious of our esteemed member, the amendments that I move today are ensuring that those who seek to rape our children, especially cases of gang rape, will be met by death. Sir, I now propose a productive discussion on the amendments, and I'm hopeful that the guidance that emanates from this House strengthens our resolve to give more and more legal administrative protection to children of our country, children who are not vote banks, but the very future foundation of a new India.
Very good.